Boom! Welcome into SportsBit 2.0. Betting Insight today, Pauly and Teddy. Monday, April 16th, big game breakdown. The NBA playoff doubleheader we'll get to. Just 2 games tonight, and we'll turn on the shot clock. Biggest surprise from the weekend and the play of the day, winner on Friday. Been a good run here after a bad run to start. Good job the last week and a half. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books, Teddy. The early game yesterday, tough. Vicious beat if you had the under. Bucks, Celtics, 204 down to 200.5. 70-66 at the end of the third quarter. Then the Middleton 3 ties it at the buzzer at 99, sends it to overtime. You never want the dog in OT. +4 was tough, although the Celtics were up 10 with 4 minutes. Tough beats, but the under was vicious. Vicious beat if you had under 200.5 or 204.
And, of course, when you're talking about the literally last-second three-pointer, they had 0.5 seconds for Middleton to catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Down 99-96. And he drained it. You know, what are you going to do in that spot? It doesn't happen a whole lot. But it's an ironic situation where if you had the Bucks, the last thing you want is Middleton's shot to go in. Because now guess what? Your wager's wide open again, as opposed to a done deal, losing by 3, but cashing the ticket. And the under, I mean, I don't even know what to say with that. That was as bad as it gets, Pauly. Really tough result for underbettors in that one. A legitimate bad beat.
Yes, one from Saturday night. How about Pelicans second half? The meaningless, not to some, the meaningless 3 at the buzzer by McCollum gave the Blazers the second half money as they lost by 2. That was a tough beat there. Hits the runner from way out. And then how about Saturday, Teddy, in baseball? The Braves maybe 170, 180 at the closing price. How about the Braves plus a run and a half? They led 10-3 in the 7th inning. Can't even cover the plus run and a half. Cubs with a 9 spot in the bottom of the 8th with only 3 hits.
And if you were watching the game and you saw the condition, you're like, the 10-3 lead was insurmountable. There was no possible way that the Cubs were going to score 8 runs with their bats in the last couple innings of that ballgame. But walk, error, wild pitch, and next thing you know, It's a 9-run outburst. Chicago gets the money. Braves backers. How about Braves backers plus 1.5? You're up 10-3 in the 7th. You can't catch that.
Terrible.
Ouch.
Brutal.
That was a bad beat.
Yep. How about a bad push? Saturday night, San Jose and Anaheim in hockey. Total was 5. It was 3-2 with 12 minutes left in the second period. Nothing the rest of the way. Brutal push. A lot of these playoff games have been going over in the NHL. Bad for the books. The Wizards open 8.5. Bet down to 7.5. No Van Vliet. And guess what? Wall lays it in, and they don't foul. They lose by 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one where the line's bouncing 7.5, 8 all day. There were 8s available, widely available. There were 7.5s widely available as well. And the little bucket at the buzzer, well, it wasn't quite at the buzzer. But the bottom line is John Wall's layup ends up being an 8-point decision. Not a great result for the house. Better bettors either won or pushed with this one. You shouldn't have lost whichever side that you had, and that usually not a good result for the bookmakers.
Yeah. More bad for the shops. Houston, Minnesota under 218.5 down to 215.5. 104-101. Rockets lucky to get the win. No one shot well other than Harden. Cleveland, Indiana under 216 down to 212. Not even close again. 98-80. Pacers never trailed in the game. And this one, this was a gift. Penguins $1.15 up to 140 off a horrible loss at home against the Flyers. They run them out 5-1. They lead that series 2-1.
Yeah, and then when you talk bad for the books, we got to talk about Premier League, buddy. You know, when you're talking about what just happened, Manchester City.
Well, I don't know where to put this. This was probably more. A bad bet because Man U took money. I just didn't know where to put it, but we had to talk about it. Man U, the second best team in the Premier League, was laying, or one of them, but the second place coming in, laying 650 at home against the worst team in the Premier League, West Brom. West Brom was 17-1. They won 1-0 on the road, and as a result, this Man City clinches its 3rd Premier League title with the Man U loss on Sunday. It took City just 33 games to clinch the title, tying the Man U in 2001 for fewest games needed to clinch a Premier League crown from ESPN Stats and Info with that graphic with it clinched on Sunday. But a 17-1 dog. There was a tweet about that was like, the guy was trying to put it in perspective because West Brom's the worst team in the Premier League. And, man, I don't think there's a salary cap in the Premier League. So he was trying to say it was like the Patriots losing at home to the Browns by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I couldn't believe it. West Brom's awful. They won 1-0 on them. Crazy.
Sure, but we talk about a 17-1
to
dog in Premier League action. In baseball,
Yeah.
when the big dogs cash, we see the Rangers at plus 270. We see the Rockies at plus 180. Both of those come through yesterday. The big dogs in MLB, Cologne flirts with perfection against Houston in the Sunday night action. Texas cashes a big dog there, the biggest dog cash of the year in MLB. And, of course, the Nats bullpen gives up homers in the 8th and the 9th. So much for Strasburg. Rockies plus 180. Get the money in MLB on Sunday.
Yeah. What was your takeaway from the weekend with the association and the 8 games?
My takeaway? There was a lot of good basketball. Yeah. There was a fair bit of not so good basketball. But certainly, as we go through the big game breakdowns this week, and we're going to break down every single playoff game that you're going to watch this week right here on SportsBit. As we go through the games, we're going to talk about what we saw the first in Game 1 and what we can expect to see in terms of adjustments moving forward. Are there teams that have no chance after Game 1? Probably. We'll talk about one of those in Big Game Breakdown coming up later in the show.
How about the adjusted series price? The Cavs down to 210 in some spots after never leading against Indiana, and the supporting cast stunk. Game 2 tonight. Heat. Can the Sixers make it 18 in a row at home against the Heat? And can San Antonio show up in this series and give Golden State a game? That's coming up next on SportsBit. Betting Insight today on SBRpicks.com.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.